All right, pre-show shenanigans. We got a lot on the menu for the pre-show, but we got to start off with this, Everett. No spoilers. I'm not saying anything, but I saw Mission Impossible 7. I'm going to be honest, I'm not like a big Mission Impossible fan per se. Like it's not necessarily like I'm dying to go see Tom Cruise every time he's on the big screen. Like I saw Top Gun Maverick for the first time like last month. So we'll just let that point stand. I don't need to say anything further. However, this Mission Impossible 7 movie, it's a part one of a two-part movie. And wow, I was impressed. 2 hours, 40 minutes, Everett. Guess when I checked my phone for the first time to see, like, oh shit, I've been watching this for this long. Like,
2 hour mark.
2 hour mark. It took me 2 hours of almost a 3 hour film to finally be like, oh shit, how long is this taken? Which I would say is very, very good.
For you,
an
yeah.
action movie too.
And for you, yes.
I think action.
I've been to a movie with you before where
you have.
I've been to a movie with you before where you've checked it like 15 minutes in, and you've also fallen asleep.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest. I'm a tough crowd. You know, I'm a tough critic. But
yeah, me, and the unnamed intern went to go see the 8th Star Wars movie when it came out.
Oh, I was definitely lights out for that shit.
Lights out in about 30 minutes. Just cocked, mouth open.
I think that was also my second time watching.
It was your second, or
definitely.
It was your second or your third time seeing it. It was also my second time seeing it. It was our unnamed intern's first time seeing it.
I have a vivid memory of me, you, and the unnamed intern went to go see. I'm already forgetting what it's called. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the most recent Tarantino movie. That was like the last time I rewatched a movie.
Yeah, don't forget, I left at the peak of the movie at the very end with
oh, yeah, you know, the whole fire pool scene. Yeah, you know, pretty notable, pretty big one.
Yeah, no, the entire basic climax of the movie at the very end of it, I was incoherent in the bathroom. It's not ideal. I mean, not an ideal circumstance.
You just got me on this subject, and this was not planned for the pre-show, but we all know the Leonardo DiCaprio meme, like, whoa, 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 hey.
He's pointing, yeah.
Now, Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't strike me as a guy on social media, but he's certainly aware of that meme. In terms of a career choice here, like, if Leo were to ever be in some interview, let's say he were to somehow win an Oscar, even though, like, he only won it once for The Revenant, even though he should have more. Let's say were to win another, like, we got to lean into that meme a little bit. Kind of same thing with Michael Jordan. Kind of.
Well, don't forget he's also got the meme from
he's got a lot of
Great Gatsby.
Yeah, he's got a lot. Yeah, he has a lot. So, you know, I'm just thinking of meme culture for a second. I think down the line here, Everett, memes actually might be the #1 way to like get a message across to the Gen Z younger audience.
Probably. Because don't forget, we are part of the Black Eyed Pea generation. We're not Gen Z. So
I mean, I swear that meme of Squidward looking out on SpongeBob and Patrick, like that meme
that's us.
Can be used to explain so many different like beefs or weird relationships that you just see that meme, you just put the names, boom, you know exactly what it means. You know every detail already. And you can even make some connotations how those people feel about each other based off the meme you use. But okay, into the real pre-show shenanigans. Everett, American Airlines, was it this time? Was
it Spirit? So this is my pre-show. This past weekend, I was on a classified Waterboy podcast mission. And
we cannot disclose why you were
no, we can't,
or where you were. So
yeah, but
maybe we can reveal where you went. I don't know.
No, we can't. That would give it away too easily.
Yeah. Oh shit, it would. Yeah, I mean these cowboy boots are gonna be. Shit, fuck.
That's
on me. That's on me.
Yeah. Took a little trip to Jerry's World. But I typically fly. I like to fly Delta. That's kind of my main airline. It's a little bit more expensive, but if I can afford it, I like to do that. But this time I flew on American, and I don't like American for several reasons. But the running one is that every single time I fly it, my flight inevitably gets delayed. I am rushing to make my connection, or my flight gets canceled, and this time, when I was flying out of New Orleans, My flight was delayed an hour and a half, which I was like, I was expecting it at that point. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, I got up here. Like, it hasn't happened yet. I know it's going to happen. So it got delayed an hour and a half. I didn't really impact me that much on when I was getting into this undisclosed location. Now, on the way out, I had to leave to get to this airport that I was flying out of really early. It was about a 30-minute Uber to the airport from where I was.
Okay.
And I had to get there early because I was like, okay, I need to make sure I can get through security. I haven't been through this airport before, whatever. And finally get through. This is after I have already gotten a message, by the way, before I left for the airport, I got a message saying that my flight was delayed an hour. And then I waited. Then I got another message saying it was delayed another 17 minutes. Why it was 17 minutes, I don't know, whatever. So I'm like, okay, finally get to the airport, get through security. Only to find out now my flight is delayed another hour. So this is the third delay for this flight. So now I'm delayed 2.5 hours. I wait 30 minutes through that. I'm like staring at the board and it says the boarding time is like 50 minutes. And I see it go up from 50 minutes to an hour and 50 minutes. I'm like, all right, so there's another one. That's 4. My flight ended up being delayed 4 hours. And I had a terminal change where I had to go and tram to another terminal to get on a new plane after an additional delay, which put me back in New Orleans 4.5 hours later than I was supposed to be. And to keep it like it was not an ideal circumstance.
I mean, real quick side note, while you bring up plane delays, recently my mom was in New York and she was trying to fly back on Sunday night. There were some like storms or weather delays. And so my mom like boarded on the plane, was sitting on the plane, sitting there, like haven't left the like fucking terminal yet to go what is it called, the takeoff strip,
the runway.
The runway. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not the biggest pilot.
Yeah, you can tell Grant doesn't travel. Grant doesn't travel that much. Grant's been pretty much locked in California for his entire existence.
But my mom recently was delayed on the runway, and according to her pilot, while she was sitting on the plane waiting to leave the terminal and get to the runway, thank you, the pilot told my mom and everyone on the plane, this is your captain. This is your captain speaking.
Oh, here, I got it.
Yeah, can you? Yeah.
First off, before I do this, anybody wearing earbuds, please turn the volume down. Just I gotta say
headphone warning. Thank you.
This is your captain speaking.
Can you pretend I'm the fucking flight attendant and I'm telling you that we are 45th in the waiting queue to take off?
This is your captain speaking. We are 45th in the queue for takeoff. Please be advised.
Yeah, so 45th in the queue for takeoff is another way of saying the flight's not leaving today.
Yeah, so that's my pilots are clocking out in about 30 minutes of situation right there.
So my mom heard that, looked around, everyone else sitting on the plane was like, oh, so they just subtly told us, get off the plane. You should try to find a flight tomorrow. Maybe we'll reschedule it or refund you. Maybe. But we'll see.
Yeah, no, my favorite experience of this past year was.
My mom came back on Monday.
Hey, at least being in New York's not like the worst place to get stranded. But
they've been pretty bad right now, though. Like
no, they have been bad. But my favorite flight experience over the past year, and I've had a lot of negative flight experience over the past year. We were flying back from the Cotton Bowl, and we were split into 2 different planes. And I cannot remember which airline it was that the second plane was, but it was not our traditional airline that we use. It was like I had never heard of it before in my life.
Which is, let's plug them.
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
But this was an airline that I had never heard of my entire life, and we got out. We were all like super high off of the win, Cotton Bowl, right? Everybody defeated USC. But we got the first plane took off. Then there was us, and I think I said this on that episode.
I'm remembering this now.
We got stuck on the tarmac with no AC for an hour and a half before we could take off, and we got to watch other planes, including commercial and private aircrafts, take off in front of us while we were just sitting there. We were all unbelievably.
Yeah, there's got to be like no worse feeling ever. I mean,
I was not being cooked alive in an airplane.
Nothing you can do to change the circumstance you're in. Like, it's an external problem that needs to be fucking sorted out because you can't do anything yourself to fix it. Yeah. Travel things get rough. This is another question. Since you're a frequent flyer, I'll be honest. I don't really go on planes that much. So
I think the last time you were on one was multiple years ago.
So quick little south of Z border trip, but that's it.
But that's right.
For that plane, like I'm gonna be honest, like I don't get Wi-Fi on planes. Like
the only time I get Wi-Fi
is not that bad, but I'll never do it.
Delta has it. If you are a member of their rewards program, whatever, you get free Wi-Fi. You get free Wi-Fi in every flight.
That's lit. I was gonna say though, what is the minimum duration of a flight where you don't need Wi-Fi?
It's dependent. I kind of like, unless I got something that I really need to do, I kind of like not being on Wi-Fi because I kind of just get to check out of just the existence.
If I'll be honest, just from a human being perspective, like I was flying back during the opening rounds of March Madness. Now, I went 0 for 3 to start off my March Madness, so I was really happy I wasn't following it along in real time to like watch it happen. But however, even if I did go 3-0 there, like I enjoy just having like a 3-hour period. You're disconnected from the world. The only music for me, the only music I've downloaded on my phone is like old 2015, 2016 EDM. So like Firestone Kygo is synonymous with planes for me. Like when I hear Firestone by Kygo, I just think of being on a plane because like that's what I have downloaded on my phone. But like when I think of a plane, Everett, you tell me if this is the wrong way of thinking, but I'm literally just thinking to myself, 2016 Kygo and Balloons Tower Defense 6. That is how.
100%.
Thank you. Okay, just make
100%. Well, I also am under the note, like sometimes, like at least with Delta, it's nice because you can just like click on the movies or something. You can watch something.
Yeah.
But like on my way back, I was watching the new Quarterback series.
Damn, they had that on there.
No, I downloaded it.
Oh shit! I thought you were saying Delta had that. I was like,
no,
that is above and beyond. Yeah, no. I mean, speaking of quarterback, I saw the first 3 episodes and like, god damn it, Kirk Cousins is just way too likable. Jesus.
We'll get into.
I have nothing bad to say about him, but I've only seen the first 3 episodes. So.
Before we start the episode, just stipulating everybody who's currently watching this on YouTube. I know that there is a large percentage of you who are not subscribed to us.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure to subscribe. You're coming back to watch it anyways. Why not help us out so we can produce more content, give you guys what you want?
For you to re-find us too.
It's just on. It goes straight onto your feed. It's so much more convenient
for you. Doesn't cost anything. Nice and easy. Helps us out. Helps you out. Yeah.
Helps the unnamed intern out, and that's who you want to help.
He needs the most help. So guys, remember him. Like we are closer and
you help us out. We help the unnamed intern out.
Yeah, we're very close to revealing his name. But that's only if he can help us get some more subs and help these social accounts. So yeah, but without further ado, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today it is episode 135. It is our Cody Bellinger, Kevin Durant podcast after 100. The MLB All-Star break is over. We're transitioning into full trade deadline mode in the MLB. Some Madden ratings got leaked. Oh yeah, and Everett D-Hop is now a Tennessee Titan. So yeah, some interesting things.
Arguably the worst spot he could have gone to.
Yeah,
arguably the worst spot he could have gone to.
Oh, I think we could take the arguably tag off there.
No, it is. It is. But you know what? We're going to save the NFL for the last segment of today because let's be honest, that's where we have the most stuff for the day. Yeah. We're just going to knock out these other things quick.
Well, Everett, I think we have to start off by embracing debate. Okay. Now, I'm not that big of a racket head myself, but you, as our in-house tennis expert, Carlos Alcaraz, 20-year-old, taking on Djokovic, beating him at Wimbledon. What's more impressive, Everett? Being a 20-year-old like Carlos Alcaraz, beating Djokovic, my GOAT, as a 20-year-old. Is that more impressive? Or is starting the Waterboy podcast as a 20-year-old during the midst of COVID, sophomore year of college, and gaining over 10,000 followers on TikTok? Which one's more impressive?
I mean, personally,
Yeah,
I think
personally,
I think
we have
starting
our
up the
biases.
Waterboy podcast, getting 10,000 followers, and over multiple millions of views. And on top of that, predicting arguably the biggest moves of the offseason before they even happened. I think that's a little bit more impressive.
Extremely handsome young men on the mic. So yeah, I mean, when we're just
I think that's a little bit more impressive, but I gotta, I'll give them a little pat on the back. I would say, that's
winning a tennis tournament. I mean, doesn't seem like the hardest thing in the world to do. Like we could probably do it, but hey, we'll give him some credit. That was pretty impressive winning as a 20.
But in all seriousness,
yeah, when
Alcaraz
I found out he was 20, that just made me
the tennis world under my feelers are for the tennis world. He is projected, like people are thinking he's gonna be the next biggest tennis name. Like
seems like it.
Federer left and he's coming in, he's gonna end up taking that he's not gonna be Federer, but like he's gonna take in that kind of mantle and be the next great big tennis star.
Yeah, like, I don't know anything about tennis, but it does seem to me like he's next up. And like when Djokovic, Federer, and Nadal were all competing, they had to compete with each other. It's not the easiest route or path to go get all your major wins. But for Alcaraz over here, in terms of the other tennis players I know, I literally think like the Greek guy, Nick Kyrgios, how do you pronounce it? That's like the only guy I know, just because he's like famous for like shit talking in matches or whatever. He like grunts too long or something. I don't know. He just likes to piss people off. That's the only reason I know him. But yeah, I mean, this Alcaraz dude, like, we might have to keep our eye on him. We might have to see what he does.
I mean,
I might jump on that bandwagon for
winning.
That might be my guy.
I think it's since like 2000, 2004, something like that. There have only been 5 people who have won the Wimbledon Cup.
Big 3 and like Andy Murray.
It is, I believe it's Rafael Nadal, Federer, Djokovic, and Andy Murray, and now it's
him, Carlos Alcaraz.
Now it's Alcaraz, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. That's crazy. Now, and also, correct me if I'm wrong, but Wimbledon's like the biggest one, right?
It is, and also Djokovic had not lost a match on center court. Had not lost a match on center court for 45 consecutive matches, which dates back to the finals in 2013 versus Andy Murray.
Like I heard like Djokovic like on grass at Wimbledon, like that's his
yeah, he's disgusting.
So
just
to see that was just crazy. And also
Djokovic he also lost
the racket.
Yeah, that's also rare to see with him.
Oh, I kind of thought he was a hothead, but
he is a little bit, yeah.
But never smashing rackets bad, we save that for like Carlos Alcaraz, the young guys to do that. But yeah, no, we got to watch on the GOAT watch here. Okay. We got to,
we do have a GOAT watch occurring right now.
Got to keep our eye on him. But in terms of other GOATs, the GOAT, Lionel Messi, has officially, well, other than Joey Chestnut, Lionel Messi
whoa. Other
Secretariat. I'm sorry. Number three. But Lionel Messi is officially signed with Inter Miami. I was gonna try to think of an Inter Miami nickname. Don't think they have one, so I'll make it now. They should go as the Inter Miami Messis from here on out. That should be their nickname, like as a team, like the Arsenal Gunners. The Inter Miami Messis, that should be their team name moving forward.
But I mean, look, there's not much to really say about this other than Messi coming.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest news was him going to that supermarket and like not
getting Kellogg's brand cereals, but
getting family-sized cereal. Now that
when he unlocked with the legend of the pub subs at Publix, things change.
Oh my God, the gears were turning in his head. Like, wait, my God, this is America. Like, holy shit.
What I will say is having Messi win the best. Basically, he was the best player consensus at the World Cup. Out of every player in the world, he won the award for being the best player. So having him now come to the MLS, but having him come to the MLS too, like in comparison to what we've seen other players like Ibrahimovic, David Beckham, everybody, like obviously David Beckham's great, but having Messi come and the way that he is right now, off of the wins that he's had, the performances that he's been having, like I still think that means a lot to American soccer and American sports.
I mean, it's not like Messi's like washed, you know. It's not like Ronaldo right now going to the Saudi league, you know. Like the difference is that Ronaldo waited too long to leave Europe, and so the last couple of years didn't look great, and so people like that could stain your legacy a little. Your last couple of years in Europe, you didn't look amazing, but Messi, I still think he could perform in Europe next year for another 2 seasons, but he's getting out at the right time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what he does for Inter Miami. Like none of that matters towards his.
He's also making a lot of money. So
that as well. And he gets an expansion team like Beckham when he joined the Galaxy and got Inter Miami. Like that is something, the outlook of the MLS.
Fantastic.
According to some people I know behind the scenes, you know, people are laughing at the MLS right now. But
the future prospect of it, I would say, is pretty good. You have arguably the biggest. I mean, look, you get the biggest name in all of soccer, arguably of sports in the world right now, coming to your franchise, coming to your league. I would say that gets a lot, because also you're going to get a lot of eyes on it from international viewers.
Well, that's what we think. Don't think that's actually going to end up being the case at the end of the day. Like, you're obviously going to have people checking in, but like, you know,
I mean, look, let's be honest. Will I end up watching their games? No,
exactly. That's what.
But and I will talk like I will.
Okay, there we go. That's what we need to hear. But for the whole Inter Miami thing, like right now, I would say for the outlook of the MLS and the future prospects, it's like the number one goal I think that they need to do right now is just keep the Americans in the MLS. You know, like it's not the greatest.
Well, also, yeah, a lot of the greatest, like the American players. Let's just look at the American national team. The best players on that team do not play in the United States.
Yeah, no, of course.
And it's really hard to be the best player on those teams and play in the United States. The level of competition is just not there.
No, it is worse. Don't get me wrong.
But what I will say
for
is,
like Christian Pulisic, like I think he's
AC Milan
played 4 games for Chelsea, like in the past 3 years or 2 years.
Wait, he just got transferred to AC Milan. So,
however, AC Milan, they have a left winger, Rafael Leao, who's their golden boy, just re-signed on a contract. Pulisic isn't going to play for Milan. He's going to continue riding the bench. So like from that perspective, it's kind of like, I don't know. I was really hopeful that Pulisic might make a move. I'm not saying go to the MLS.
What I will say though, by the way, is like having Messi be on MLS team might drive in some players from international teams to come to the MLS to get an opportunity.
Like Sergio Busquets went to Miami. Like it is doing that. The thing though is it's like I'm not sure if it could ever reach a point where the MLS is a, you know, premier destination for players around the world to go. You know, like what I'm getting at is just like the day that we get Pulisic to be like, yes, I want to play for the LA Galaxy or whatever. Like, you know, I think it could happen one day. Like, but I'd say we're 30 years down the line from that. MLS becoming relevant enough to demand like players in their prime to pick them over Europe. You like, that's like, if they ever want to be taken like seriously in terms of soccer, like in the world, like perspective, like that is the goal, I think. I don't think it's easiest task. So yeah, but don't get me wrong. Messi going to Miami. I think the best case that can happen from this move is when Miami gets his expansion team in 10 years or whatever, might be less than that. That's where I can really see the future steps.
Well, yeah, he'll try and recruit guys to come over to start his team. And
like, I'm literally thinking like down the line, just like, I know David Beckham, big name guy, don't get me wrong, you know, like a big reason why
I don't know where they're going to give Messi is
because Beckham was there, you know.
There's well, and it's also Miami. There's no chance.
Oh, don't get me wrong. We saw
Messi. I don't know where they're going to give Messi his team, because you can't be like, yeah, Messi, here you go. Let's stick you in the middle Charlotte, or let's stick you in North Dakota.
Oh yeah, I have no idea for that.
Like you're gonna have to give him. He's either gonna have to be in somewhere in California.
If it
you
were
gotta
up
give
to me, everything's bigger in Texas. Let's put the 5'6" Argentinian guy managing Texas, a Texas soccer club. I think that'd be perfect.
I don't know how. I think
be
you
perfect.
have to put him in a premier
No,
like
definitely
coastal
big
spot.
market. You'd have to put him in a big market. 100%.
Anyways, let's get to the meat of our show here to the NFL. First thing I'm gonna.
You want to start with the news?
Oh no, this is what we're
takes?
gonna start with. This is what we're gonna start with. This might be arguably the biggest news of the past week. Philip Rivers is officially welcoming his 10th child.
Yep.
To the world.
All right, let's get all the jokes out.
Officially start
a starting lineup.
We get it.
We get.
So here's my other question: what's the likelihood that?
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Yeah, for real.
Fucking trooper. Oh my god! Like, this is also another thing. Like Philip, I saw that he only has 2 boys as it stands right now.
Yeah.
Just from those 2 dudes' perspective, I mean, that's a nightmare growing up with 7 sisters. Holy moly.
Oh my god.
I'm just thinking from that perspective, like, damn.
You're gonna be terrorized by the time you are entering college.
Those kids better have gotten a PS5 on release date, or else they wouldn't have gotten through the pandemic. So like
I apologize for what's gonna happen in high school. But what I was gonna ask was what's the likelihood that they end up having at least one professional athlete in that family? But Philip Rivers, I mean, he can throw a ball, but he is not an athletic
he's definitely not the athletic specimen you quite think of.
So that's where we're interested here. I'm pretty curious on that one.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna just go on a record and say most likely not.
Maybe a quarterback. There could be a quarterback in there, but
maybe. I potentially. I don't know why I just thought of this, but
maybe some softball players.
No. But in terms of a Nepo baby that didn't quite pan out at quarterback, I instantly thought of Nick Montana, Joe Montana's son. Don't know why. I just felt the need to take a shot at Nick Montana, but that's an example of a Nepo quarterback baby that did not pan. So hey, just want to throw that out there. But yeah, no, Philip Rivers.
Tip the cap.
Yeah. Is it also like a high school football? No, that's not him. There was some other recently retired guy who's now doing coaching or something.
I think there's a decent amount of them doing coaching.
Yeah,
Philip Rivers is a coach. I'm pretty sure Philip Rivers does coach his like kids team or something.
Okay. But yeah, a lot of guys getting back into coaching. But yeah, we have that for that. But also Everett. DeAndre Hopkins is a Tennessee Titan. DeAndre Hopkins, kind of a big name. We're waiting to see where he signs. I joked when we found out he was released from the Cardinals, correct?
Yeah.
So when that happened, I was joking, all right, let's get it over with. Just announce he's going to the Chiefs. Like, we know, just get it over with. Really happy that didn't happen. Really.
I am too. I have Kadarius Toney, so I'm very happy.
I was pretty, like, not confident, but, like, just expecting that to happen. And when it does happen, just whatever. It was going to happen. So I'm really happy that didn't happen. Very, very excited. But let's talk about the Tennessee Titans, though, real quick. We could look a little bit of a fantasy outlook here, but Tennessee is the place where wide receivers go to die. Okay. Randy Moss, Andre Johnson, Julio Jones, and now DeAndre Hopkins. Maybe you can include Robert Woods in there. I don't know.
Oh, hold up. I keep going, but I am remembering another name.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot of names on that list that we can go over, but Tennessee is the place for receivers to end their career, go out on a low note, not a high note. So DeAndre Hopkins has joined this list. If it were up to me, I would guess he gets around 800, 900 receiving yards, and he only plays like 13 games, 12 games.
Okay, never mind. The player did not play for that team.
Anyway, though, Tennessee, it's the place where receivers, you do not end up having the most fantastic.
Yeah, I can't say having one Ryan Tannehill as your quarterback and 2 having Derrick Henry in the backfield is a key to success.
They got a fucking Levis. So, I mean, they got a bright future at quarterback.
Yeah. Don't think Malik Willis is that guy?
This is a thing. So last year, as a man who got to see Malik Willis play in person, when Tannehill got hurt. Tennessee at LA, like week 14. Malik Willis might be one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever watched in my life. And I like, because he was a round 3 selection, correct?
Or 4, one of those, yeah.
Because it was round 3 or round 4 even more so, but because they didn't really expend notable draft capital on him, like his time has passed. That was his shot.
They already said,
He's
by
done.
the way, that he's been outperforming Levis this season or this offseason, but he still might get cut.
Still, I mean, yeah, that just goes to show the lack of patience they have for late day 2, day 3 quarterback selections, where it's like, for example, the Chargers re-signed Easton Stick on like a 2-year deal, and then they went and drafted Max Duggan round 7. I mean,
probably about the same caliber right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but it's just like Max Duggan. I would not be surprised if he isn't in the NFL in like 2-3 years. Like, I know rookie contract's a little different, but like, I would not be surprised if he's just not in the NFL.
I mean, it's possible, but
it's just you never
such
know.
Little
Patience as those late round quarterbacks.
Yeah, but also those late. That's true, but also on a team where there's a certified starter already.
Well, that's another thing with Herbert.
You can carve yourself out a backup role if you do the right things.
Yes. Don't get me wrong. It's just like, I don't know. I like that move is a little questionable, but I would just say, overall, when it comes to the state of the Tennessee Titans right now, it's not looking.
We'll see, but for any dynasty DeAndre Hopkins holders,
some Treylon Burks.
It's unfortunate.
Let's just start off with this. Let's say Diop didn't go to Tennessee and Burks was the number 1 guy there. Still not like the greatest outlook for Burks.
No, I have been very low. I've been very low on Treylon Burks the entire time he's been in Tennessee. And especially this year, people are like, oh, he's going to get increased playing time. He's going to be their wide receiver 1. I just don't think that he's that talented he's not that caliber of wide receiver. I don't think he's a wide receiver 1 guy. I think that AJ Brown, Corey Davis, even when he was on the Titans, was that kind of wide receiver 1. Treylon Burks doesn't. Definitely, yeah. Treylon Burks doesn't really have that, and I don't think that he would have even had. He would have been if DeAndre Hopkins would have not been signed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even if Diop doesn't come, I'm still not like that excited for the outlook of Treylon Burks in the NFL. But like with the D-Hop signing now, like last year, Treylon Burks had 432 receiving yards.
He was injured a bit too.
Fair. I would say though, let's say he's fully healthy next year. Like, I think D-Hop will finish with like 800, 900. And I'm assuming
I'm going to say under 900 yards. I don't think he breaks 1,000. And that's if he stays healthy. If he's healthy, I'd still say under 900.
I'd say if he stays healthy, I think D-Hop would have to have over 1,000 yards because I don't know who else on the team could possibly.
You don't have any receiver over 1,000 yards.
I think they could still get, just because D-Hop. I think D-Hop should get, 30% of the targets next year. Like, who else are they throwing to?
You're forgetting that they rarely throw the ball in the first place.
No, I'm aware, but you still have to throw the ball. Like Ryan Tannehill,
I think that if Mike Vrabel had it, I think if Mike Vrabel had his way, you wouldn't have to throw the ball at all. But
I mean, at the end of the day, Everett, as bad as their passing offense can be, they're gonna have probably at least 3,200 passing yards.
Their passing offense is arguably bottom 5 in the league.
No, I think that I don't think you need the arguably tag. I think they are bottom 5.
It is, and it's arguably bottom 2.
Yeah, I mean, we could maybe. I would say just looking at it. Nah, Houston. Houston.
I think Houston with CJ Stroud, there's probably more capable.
I'm looking at.
Still, Nico Collins and Tank Dell, I still think they're going to end with more receiving yards than DeAndre Hopkins.
Maybe. Well, also another thing, the Texans are probably going to be down a lot. Second half of games, they will be throwing. So, actually,
I think that people still are underrating the Texans going into this next season. I think they're actually not going to be as bad as people think them to be.
CJ, like 4,000 yard passing season, rookie year.
Hey, you know I have him on my
No,
team,
I know, but
so
like
I would
put
love
the
that.
dynasty aside here. Like just
Yeah, no, I mean
thinking.
it's not likely, but it's not
I mean, I
impossible.
don't think it's that crazy now that I'm really thinking about it.
I'm expecting if he plays well, let's assume he plays good. All right. I would say he probably has about 3,700 yards.
That's still like shit. I think that's more than I would like initially expect. I'd be hyped on that if he did that. I'd be really hyped.
Yeah. But one other thing that I wanted to point out, and you brought this up before we started recording, is just the running back contracts situation, the way that where people are getting signed and for how much and for who has yet to be signed. One thing that I want to point out is the average salary for a running back in the NFL in 2023 is 1.81 million. Kickers get paid on average 2.26. So running backs are getting paid less on average than kickers in the NFL.
Okay, this is the thing. Like, I bet there's some nerd out there that might be able to give a debate as to why the kicker could somehow be more important than the running back on the team. But if
And if
you're
it's
just
Justin
looking at
Tucker,
yeah, but if you're just looking at what a running back, the shit he has to go throughout the season, I mean, that's just objectively hilarious that they're getting what was that half as much or as
it's
a kicker?
1.8 to 2.26.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 1.1%, but like still, like running backs, you're getting hosed. Like if my kid were, I mean, my kid will never be physically capable to be a running back based off his genetics, but let's say he was, I wouldn't let him play running back. Like, screw that. Find a new position. You're not getting anything there. Like, we're not doing that. I would say, though, we could talk about the running backs in general, overall. So,
what I want to just say, by the way, this is just a random flashback, but Jalen Hurd, you remember the guy out of Baylor, Jalen Hurd? This was like, I think he got drafted like 2019. He got drafted he was a running back at Baylor, I'm pretty sure. He got drafted, I think, to the 49ers, and he was like, yeah, I'm changing my position going to the NFL because of longevity issues and money. Because he said, like 4 years ago, that he thought that the running back position was quickly degrading the NFL and that nobody would be able to play that position for much longer. And he wanted to get more money and be playing longer. I have not heard him catch a ball like the last 2.5 years. I don't even know what team he's on right now. But
I'm looking it up. It says free agent last time he was in the NFL 2021 with the Niners.
Yeah, so clearly didn't work out that well, but he had the right mindset. Dude was prophesizing the way the NFL was rolling.
Yeah, I mean, smart as shit. I respect the hell out of that dude. But running backs general, they're getting paid jack shit. But here, this is a funny little story I just read on Saquon Barkley and quote how he realized the NFL is a business, which I hope he should have realized
a while ago
now. But hey. Let's hear this out. So, quote, the Giants' contract negotiations with Barkley did not go smoothly from the start. The Giants made an initial offer during the bye week last November that Barkley never seriously considered. The two sides then tabled talks until after the season. The Giants' offers to Barkley increased earlier this year, reaching a point where a deal could max out at $14 million per season, sources told ESPN. But the sticking point was guaranteed money and structure, which Barkley didn't believe he got. So Barkley, quote, never got close to his satisfaction with that first contract. Now, fast forward a little bit to first day of offseason. Once the Giants signed quarterback Daniel Jones just minutes before the start of the new league year, they instantly franchise tagged Barkley. This was always one of the options, according to Barkley's manager or agent that they were aware of. At that point, the day that Daniel Jones signed and they offered a franchise tag to Saquon worth up to $14 million per year, they pulled that offer and only gave him a franchise tag.
And I'd do the same thing.
I would too. But immediately after that, that's when Saquon admitted, quote, his eyes open to the reality that the NFL is a business.
I mean, look, let's also say this. Saquon Barkley, at least after last season, is one of the best, if not, he's one of the best running backs in the league.
Yes.
He had that down year coming off his ACL, obviously, but after last season, he definitely improved. The thing is, these running backs have to realize that if you are an older running back and you're getting something like that, you're getting 14 mil, you just you have to take
it.
You
can't even think twice.
The market's only going to get lower because look, we've said this before. It is the
Zeke will have the highest paid running back contract in NFL history until there's major salary cap renovations.
The running back position is the most replaceable position in all of the NFL and all of sports, and it's going to continue to be that way. So if you even are lucky enough to get a secondary offer, you take it. Like, look, Alexander Mattison, right? Re-signed with the Vikings. He's coming off of our team to be a free agent. Most people are like, okay, yeah, he could be a running back one somewhere. The issue is the market has completely changed. So now that he's not getting those big offers he's not getting RB1 money. That RB1 money that he's getting is what was paid to RB2s before.
Yeah.
And that's why he re-signed with the Vikings. He's like, at this point, like I get to technically still be an RB1, I guess, but
yeah. It's just like the outlook of it's just so like bleak and grim. And it's like, I mean, shout out every team, which almost every team has gone to committee at some point, like in the last decade.
And I also want to say the fact that
like,
wide receivers also have now been starting to be used out of the backfield only makes it worse for running backs.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's also just like the wide receiver position, like the talent there, like Garrett Wilson, I think averaged 40 yards per jet sweep at Ohio State. Like, and he ran like 8 of them.
Yeah.
Like that's just what the hell.
It's also the stat line that most of the Super Bowl winning teams have not paid that much at the running back position. Like that is very
that's a pretty nice stat to look at. You know, that's a stat where you could, you know, take something away from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the overall running back contract, it's just a grim outlook, bleak future. That Saquon Barkley was pretty funny to me. One thing though that I would say, out of all the running backs that are like complaining about not getting their deal, like Tony Pollard to me seems like he has like certainly the least negotiation like power to demand a new contract. I'm pretty sure I looked this up. Since college, I don't think Tony Pollard has over 700 carries since college, just as a football player.
I mean, that makes sense because of Zeke, but yeah.
No, but including college, like even at college, he was a committee running back.
He was at Memphis, right?
Yeah. So the questions around him is like, well,
yeah, Antonio Gibson was there at the same time, I'm pretty sure.
Bell cow 3-down running back season. Like, why are we going to pay you that money? You know? So like, from that perspective, I'm Tony Pollard. It's like, I don't understand how you can be in a position to like ask for a big long-term contract. I know his efficiency and production has been off the charts. I know that, but
it's also he's coming in with fresh legs. Like, I mean, that's why you need to be by committee, and you can get paid by being the best back in that committee, but that does not mean that you're going to get paid absurd amount.
And let's also put it this way.
He's not signed.
No, I know, but like when he was there, like
I think he'd be due $12 million this season.
Wow, shit, damn, good for him.
That's why he got cut.
Yeah, yeah, I see why.
But there's only select running backs in the NFL that should be making more than $10 million a year. Nick Chubb, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, McCaffrey, Eckler. But those running backs are few and far between.
I'm like, I don't know.
Those running backs are few and far between, and even then, they're not really making much more than $10 million, which is why Saquon really should have accepted that. But the only one that should be making
14, dude.
The only one that should be making miles above everybody else is Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
And that's because he basically is not a running back.
We've never seen anything like him ever.
So
just like the effectiveness that he brings in the pass game and everything, we've never seen anything. And shit. Disgusting Wildcat quarterback. We saw that in the NFC Championship game. So a lot of versatility, you know, he's like the real Taysom Hill back there. But yeah, so for the running back stuff, it's interesting, but yeah. Last little thing on the franchise tag, shout out Evan Ingram for getting off the franchise tag and getting $41 million over 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
Shout out his agent. Talk about a career revival, by the way. Going from New York to Jacksonville. Wow. I mean,
well, you know, it's what happens when you go from, I don't know, Daniel Jones to Trevor Lawrence. So
Oh yeah, no, there's definitely an upgrade there. And he also, I'm pretty sure, had Urban Meyer trainings, which clearly helped him a lot. So, there's a lot of things that happen in
Wasn't last
Jacksonville.
year his first season?
I don't know. That's why I said I'm not entirely sure. So yeah. But let's
Wait a
just say
second.
he was with Urban for a little bit, and that's what's led him to this success. So yeah, but okay. Madden rankings, I don't have many qualms. They dropped the receivers and the safeties today.
The qualms that we have are more so with the middle of the pack rankings, where there's some interesting decisions being made over there at Madden HQ.
Yeah, I mean, just the one thing I gotta say, how the hell did Jameson Williams get an upgrade? You guys know I'm the biggest JMO fanboy on earth, but how did he get an upgrade last year? Like, what?
Do you think that with the rate that suspensions are coming in for sports gambling, that EA just adds a function to Madden where it's suspension gambling?
Oh, actually, when I think about that, I'm not sure. It'd be really funny if they just said injured gambling addict, like that was the injury. That'd be really funny. That'd be really funny. And I want them to do that. But yeah, I don't know. Like they should, like last year was D-Hop like auto suspended at the start of the year.
He was put on IR on Madden.
So they'll do
He was
that.
injured. He was injured.
Yeah.
Which is what they will do, but like still.
It'd be really funny if they specified like why, like in the old 2K games. I'm not sure if you were ever playing like 2K like 14, 15, 16 my career, but they would have like the social media pages be like, breaking news, Jimmy Butler involved in double homicide murder will not be playing tonight. Like they just had the craziest fake stories for 2K. But like Madden, we should have some fun with this. Like we should.
I also just want to say Madden. I'm hoping
news, Cardale Jones beats kid 84-0 at Children's Hospital. True story, by the way. Cardale Jones, like
102
kids, like hospital visit and beat him.
Yeah, we're all
so bad at
102 to like 30.
Oh, he did not let that kid score 30 on him. But like, yeah, it was bad. And afterwards, Cardale Jones responded like, incorrect score. I actually put up more, like.
I know. I remember.
I'm just thinking like we can have some fun here, Madden. Like,
yeah, it's whether or not Madden actually implements something, because they also just they don't like having fun themselves. They don't like letting people who play the game have fun.
They don't like fun.
They just don't like fun.
EA, they like foot points. What are they called? Foot points? Yeah.
FUT?
Or not foot, mutt points?
Mutt points. That's
yeah.
FIFA. Yeah, FIFA is FUT.
Yeah, I'm just thinking FIFA. But yeah, I mean, last fun fact of the day, 80% of EA's revenue came from in-game purchases.
So, yeah, it's because they make it so you literally cannot play the game unless you purchase.
You can't play FIFA Ultimate Team unless you spend at least $150 on it. So yeah, there's that. Okay. But yeah, Jameson Williams was my big, like, how does he get an upgrade? I don't quite follow.
I don't know how Devontae Parker is an 80 overall, but
yeah, and he should be a 99. So yeah, I mean, a lot of inconsistencies here, a lot of problems that we have. But yeah. But okay, Everett, moving on. We're gonna do the LA Rams breakdown right now. The LA Rams, Los Angeles Rams, who we believe should trade Cooper Kupp, but that's not for this segment. So
no, I did debate putting it in here, but here let me stipulate it. So we started a segment in this last episode where it's the surprising keeps and cuts. We did it for the Vikings of basically roster projection wise. And no, I did not do the full roster breakdown for the Rams. I do not know the team well enough to be able to do that and be like, yeah, this guy's going to make it. This guy, I don't watch Rams film like that. Vikings, I understand. I know I follow them to the ends of the earth, but so I'm gonna just state that when I'm going through this is I'm going off of what I've read on Rams Reddit, what I've read on posts from Rams specific podcasts, what I've read from USA Today and all these things when I've made these decisions. All right. But here we go. For you, would it be easier if I state offense and defense for the keeps, or
don't
just
need to
go
say
through
offense or defense? Yeah, you could just
okay.
say. I mean, it's up to you if you want to start off saying increase, or you could just say the names. Be like,
no. This is keeps and cuts. This is keeps and cuts.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just say keep cut.
Okay.
You don't need to say their position.
Okay, I got you. All right. For the Rams, we're going to keep Tyler Johnson, both Brett Ripon and Stetson Bennett and Davis Allen. I'm going to restart that.
Okay.
All right. I think it's Brett Ripon. Ripon.
Hey, man, I can't help you out on that one right now.
Ripon. Right. All right, whatever. For the Rams, we're going to keep Tyler Johnson, both Brett Ripon and Stetson Bennett, Davis Allen, Akello Witherspoon, Ernest Brown, and Sean Jolly. We're going to cut Kyron Williams, Demarcus Robinson, Robert Rochelle, Lance McCutcheon, and Jonah Williams.
Not many names I know off of the top of my head that you just mentioned. The only thing that really struck me at the end was when you said Jonah Williams. However, you are referring to what I'm going to guess this is a fourth string nose guard that you're referencing when I was thinking of Jonah Williams, the offensive tackle for the Bengals.
This is a second string defensive end.
Okay. Kind of close, but yeah.
Robert Rochelle, I'm immediately going to bet I get flack for because he is their technical cornerback one. But
I mean, as long as David Long wasn't on that list, I got no problems there. So yeah.
And I think Tyler Johnson beats out Demarcus Robinson, and that's why
Long isn't even a Ram anymore. So that would make sense. So, yeah.
But yeah, that's the Rams. We'll see how that works out. Brett Ripon, I do not know how to pronunciate his name properly, but he was the quarterback for the Broncos, the backup quarterback to Russell Wilson last year. I think they keep 3 because I think there could be a surprise retirement from Matthew Stafford before the season starts. There's not actually going to be, but
pulling Andrew Luck. Okay. Didn't Luck do that in like week 3 of the preseason?
Yeah. But I think that I don't
that day.
Oh my God, heart shattered.
Just out of nowhere. You literally did not see it coming at all. And now suddenly you have probably at the time a top 5, top 6.
That is a canon sequence right there.
Woo!
That's one of those roster defining moments. You either blew the whole team up that year or you're still recovering.
Oh yeah.
But I think they're going to keep 2 quarterbacks on top of Matthew Stafford because I don't think Matthew Stafford's going to be healthy at all this season.
Johnny Wolford, is he still there? Our boy?
No.
Oh, damn it.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's on the Bucs.
Yeah. It's a whole mess there.
Baker. Oh my God, it's Baker versus Wolford part 2 in Tampa.
Hey, I mean, it's Wolford can compete for that job based on the way things look right now. So
yeah, shit. Probably wouldn't be the hardest thing to do, but yeah.
All right, let's get into your bit.
Okay. So we got some projected playing time changes, the Chargers edition. So quick little side caveat, no rookies, no new players, only players on the team last year. So without further ado, Jalen Guyton, Gerald Everett, Donald Parham, Morgan Fox, Austin Johnson, Kenneth Murray, which I'm not excited about, Michael Davis, and Alohi Gilman are going to get more playing time. And Josh Palmer, DeAndre Carter, and Trey McKitty are going to get decreased playing time. So in terms of the list, as a Chargers fan, I expect this every year when I'm leading into the next season, but a lot of injuries last year. A lot of big name guys getting a lot of money that didn't play many snaps last year. So, the Bosas of the world, the Keenans, the Mike Williams, they're not on the list. You guys know that they're going to get more playing time. Hopefully. Odds are they're still injured and probably be less playing time than last year. But we can hope. We can be a little bit optimistic over here at the Waterboy Pod over here at Grant's side of the fandom. But when it comes to the guys I just mentioned, Jalen Guyton, I know he was injured, but that's a guy where we need someone to stretch the field on the field. So Jalen Guyton, I went back to his snap counts from 2 years ago, base it off that. So I want to increase from those numbers. The Gerald Everett, Donald Parham, my man Trey McKitty had like a 45% snap count last year, which makes no sense. Okay, Trey McKitty is not a tight end. As far as I'm concerned, Trey McKitty, he might actually have been the assistant to the team doctor who punctured Tyrod Taylor's lung. He doesn't provide much for the franchise. So that's a guy where, we're going to get some more PT over at the tight end position from Donald Parham, especially. That's one guy.
He was good, by the way. He was good
very
before last season.
Numbers. Very efficient numbers. So that's a guy that I want to see more. Morgan Fox, I was shocked to see this, but he had the 5th highest pass rush win rate for a defensive tackle in the NFL last year.
I think I did see that. Yeah.
How? I don't exactly know, but it happened. So he should get some more PT. Austin Johnson, also a little banged up, but I like him playing nose tackle for us over Braden Fehako. Kenneth Murray, unfortunately, will just naturally get more snaps because Kyle Van Noy is not on the team. So, we got to bear through those downs where he's on the field. We got to get through it. Got to survive those downs.
Got a whole season of it.
Michael Davis, probably the one Charger I've been talking up the
raving
most,
about Michael Davis.
And Alohi Gilman, when we had some injuries in the secondary last year, I was very impressed with how he played. So I think Alohi Gilman's actually going to end up taking that starting spot.
Yes, the starting spot.
He'll be our Spartan at safety, and he'll take that spot opposite of Derwin. But yeah, the Josh Palmer, DeAndre Carter, they kind of only got those snaps last year because of the injuries. But still, even let's say that they're projected to only play like 30 or 40% of the snaps each. I want that number down still. So yeah, those guys suck.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know too much about the Chargers internal rotation outside. I know kind of their starting roster and all that stuff, and I know some of the signings they've made and whatnot.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of nobodies in there, so I wouldn't expect you to know them.
But I do think that we talked about this before. I think Eric Kendricks is gonna pick up a decent amount of playing time. You said that it wouldn't change whether or not Kenneth Murray gets increased playing time.
Drew Tranquil had a 98% snap count. So let's say Eric Kendricks takes all of that. There's still
didn't you guys
Kyle
draft?
Van Noy's
You guys drafted a running.
We did. I don't think he's gonna.
The guy from Washington State, right?
Yeah, Henley, I believe.
Yeah, Diane Henley. I think that he's gonna end up taking some of Kenneth Murray's.
I mean, that'd be cool. Good. I didn't put any rookies on here though.
No, I know, but I think that I think he could end up getting
enough PT
you're
where it cuts a little bit of a Hardy right now just thinking about that guy
where it cuts into Kenneth Murray.
So I want that to happen.
But I have my own list for the Vikings here for increase and decrease playing time. It's gonna be interesting. Not many guys on the decrease list because they're either rookies coming in or
left
or something. So a lot of the guys that would be here got the boot.
Same thing with Dalvin too.
Yeah. But here we go. Ty Chandler, Jalen Naylor, Kiris Tonga, Brian Asamoah, Seizi Otumwa, Lewis Seen, Josh Metellus, Andrew Booth, and Caleb Evans all get increased playing time this season. And Cam Bynum, Jordan Hicks, and Jalen Rieger all get decreased playing time this season.
Yeah, so I just want to start it off by saying, let's just quickly highlight the amount of time it took us to correctly get the pronunciation of Seizi
Otumwa.
I forgot it. Seizi Otumwa. So yeah, that took us a while. Shout out that one Vikings guy who does the film breakdowns for rookies on YouTube. Thank you. But yeah, a lot of interesting things, moving parts going on there on the Vikings. So real quick, something that I was thinking about last year, you had some concerns over a certain guard on your team, Ed Ingram.
Yep.
Do you think that you have anyone capable of overtaking him? No? Okay.
It's right now from what I projected is Chris Reed is going to be that guard behind him. And he wasn't good enough to beat him out last year. He's not going to be good enough to beat him out this year. And I also think having another season under his belt, hopefully Ed Ingram will learn that you're not supposed to step on the toes of your quarterback. You never know,
that's a good
place
to start. You know?
So we'll see. The running joke is Ed Ingram sacked Kirk Cousins more than any player in the NFL last season. So
I like that.
I think he had a 3
I
sack game.
debate
By
that
the way,
one though. I mean,
I
our
think
backup left
Ed,
tackle was not an NFL player, so
I think Ed Ingram had a 3 sack game last season. So you never know. But hopefully he'll be better this year. I pray to God, because our 2 weakest positions, our 3 weakest positions are on that interior. I'm still hopeful. Like, I wasn't super thrilled that we re-signed Garrett Bradbury, even though he had a better season last year. I'm still hopeful that we'll sign a guy to hopefully compete on that inside, either left guard, right guard. Honestly, I'd rather throw him on Ezra Cleveland's side at left guard than Ed Ingram's at right guard, because I think Ed Ingram at least has some potential, some hope to go up. I don't think Ezra Cleveland really has that. I think that he needs to get the boot.
But just so I am processing this, and like Ed Ingram, albeit a 3 sack game last year, it's okay. Is kind of what I'm getting at.
It's not okay. It's not okay.
Okay.
It's not okay. You're not getting a pass for sacking your own quarterback 3 different times. What I am saying
I'm shocked though that the Ezra Cleveland is more concerning.
Well, Ezra Cleveland's been like he's about to be, his rookie contract's about to be up. He has not improved to a point where he should be like, he's a backup in the league. On most teams, he should be a backup.
Okay.
Ed Ingram at least has another year to kind of see if he improves any bit. But like, I mean, if you've watched the documentary, if you watch Quarterback on Netflix, you see how much Kirk Cousins is getting hit, how hard he's getting hit, how often, and how much he hates it. So some stuff needs to change, especially with uncertainty at the quarterback position after this year. If you bring in a rookie, if Kirk Cousins stays, no matter what, you need to have a better offensive line. So
yeah, some things got to move around there. Some parts got to change. You guys, I would say, best tackle duo in the league, the Eagles, but top 3 at worst tackle duo in the league. I'd put you guys at 2.
I'll take that.
It's tough to put you guys over the Eagle boys, but it's still a very good.
They'll be there this year. Don't worry. Don't you worry. We'll beat the Eagles this year.
Yeah, but I'm a big fan. I like Darisaw a lot, and you kind of put me on to O'Neal last year, and I like what I've been seeing out of him. If we're gonna talk some O-line talk real quick, and I think about like the Chargers outlook.
I mean, as two former O linemen ourselves.
Yeah, we had 2 rookies starting last year. Our first round pick, Zion Johnson, and our 7th round fucking stud gem himself, Jamari Sawyer. Going into this next season, though, like, I actually have more hopes for Jamari Sawyer moving back to guard than what I saw from Zion Johnson last year playing guard. Like, the Zion Johnson pick, I'm just generally not the biggest fan of taking a interior lineman in the first round, just in general. I think the mid to late rounds are almost like cluttered or littered with great potential offensive line talents there.
That's what you think, and then you let your team start doing it, and you only hit on one of them.
True, that is true. It's just at the end of the day, the guard pick, it's the Zion Johnson where I look at it's not necessarily like what he could be. Like, oh, what if he becomes Quentin Nelson? It's more so if he busts, and I look back on this, like, we took a guard there. I just don't know how I'd be able to live with myself. So
yeah, I mean, that's how I feel about Garrett Bradbury. We took him first round, I think like pick 20, something like that. And I don't think that he has played equatedly to that level, considering I think Creed Humphrey also came out in that draft.
Like, I don't know. I feel like
maybe it was like
for linemen, I feel like I'm just looking way more at the floors of how bad this pick can turn out if I'm going in the first round, especially interior linemen. But yeah, last thing I had, something a little interesting that I think you would like, Everett. I saw this on Twitter, the college football all-name team. There's a couple of candidates on here that I wanted to bring up that I think you'll get a good little laugh out of. So I just have a couple of some of the greatest names I've ever heard in my life when it comes to college football. Unless you got some more stuff on the NFL.
No, I'm done.
But okay, to wind this down a little bit, I got some funny names. So, this first name, everyone's heard it, of course, General Booty. I believe he's now a tight end for the Oklahoma Sooners, but General Booty, I don't need to say much, everybody. That's iconic. That's legendary. But some more names. The coldest to ever do it, Crawford. We've heard of that one for a while, of course, especially with his air conditioning NIL deal last year, which was goated. some more memorable names that we know on this podcast. Kool-Aid McKinstry, corner for Alabama, is also going to be a top pick in the draft. And then, of course, our very own Fat Watts out of Tulane. So we've got some names that we've heard for a while. I think I might have even brought up all of those names last year in a similar segment. But here are some new names where oh my, wow, I'm impressed.
Let's hear them. Let's hear them.
First, let's start off with tight end for FIU, Rowdy Beers, not to be confused with the tight end for Air Force, Rocky Beers. So Rowdy,
are they related?
Beers, no confirmation on that end, but yes, we have both Rowdy
Beers is an amazing. That is an amazing name. That's an amazing.
That's the greatest frat name of all time. Like,
oh my Lord.
Also, moving forward on the offensive line, we have Parker Titsworth out of Ohio, and we have Panda Askew out of Charlotte. Moving forward on some other names we got Nemo Squire, running back for Eastern Carolina. We have Squirrel White, wide receiver for the Tennessee Volunteers. We have Booby Curry, wide receiver for Buffalo. And we also have Juice Scruggs, offensive lineman.
No, he got drafted. Juice Scruggs got drafted.
Oh, well, this guy screwed up this list because he should not be on the 2023.
Juice Scruggs was in the draft this past
I know. I just read it. Well, what about Wing Green? Was Wing Green in the draft? I don't think so. I don't think so. In terms of first team all defense, this is a fantastic name. Octavius Oxendine, defensive end for Kentucky.
I feel like we're doing the East-West Bowl right now.
Yeah, no, literally the bottom is the East-West Bowl Key and Peele meme. Like literally, that's at the bottom. We have Fish McWilliams, defensive lineman for UAB.
This is better than what Key and Peele came up with too. That's what makes this even more amazing.
These next few might be my favorites though, Everett. So first we have Memorable Factor, linebacker for Duke. His name is Memorable Factor. We also have Chief Borders, linebacker for Nebraska. We also have Mobility, defensive back.
Is his name actually Mobility?
Mobility. His first name is M-O-H. His last name is Bility, B-I-L-I-T-Y. So his name is Mobility. We also have Pig Cage, defensive back for UT San Antonio.
Pig Cage.
We have Storm Duck, defensive back for Louisville, which I think you actually have heard of. We have Major Burns, defensive back for LSU.
That's a great name.
Now this one, it's simple but effective. Dude Person, DB for Central Arkansas.
Dude Person. I didn't realize the Kardashians were naming players in college football right now.
Yeah, no, phenomenal. Oh my God, there's some more actually. We have Meatball Smith, defensive lineman for Sam Houston. Demon Clowney, defensive lineman for Charlotte. Steel Chambers, Ohio State linebacker.
Yeah, legend.
I'm gonna be honest, like Steel Chambers, if you just think about that, that's a hard ass name, but I've just said his name so much I don't even really recognize it as being really out there at this point.
This should have been the pre-show.
We got more, Everett. We have New Zealand Williams, linebacker for San Diego State. We have Hot Rod Fitton, linebacker for South Carolina. That's definitely a nickname. Stone Handy, linebacker for Charlotte. I can't pronounce that name. We have Power Eccles, linebacker for North Carolina. And finally, we have Buck Coors, defensive back for Wyoming.
So I still put in Quinshon Judkins in there.
Yeah, that is
an honorable mention.
But does he take... Is that a better name than the running back on this list? His name is Cavozier Smoke for Colorado. Cavozier Smoke. I'm going to be honest. I actually still might be leaning toward Judkins.
Like, I think it's still Judkins.
I'm going to be honest now that I said both those names. Although that first name is Cavozier. I mean, that's a phenomenal. Cavozier Smoke. And Smoke is also an amazing running back name, especially if he's like a fast guy. That's an amazing name.
I mean, nothing will ever top Tajay Spears, though. Let's clarify.
Yeah, no, that's also phenomenal. But I don't know.
Hardest name in sports.
Memorable Factor is pretty up there.
Mobility.
Mobility is the greatest shit. Mobility is, I mean, he should run track. Like, what are we talking about here?
I'm expecting an Olympic athlete. If your name is Mobility.
The NIL deals, if you were a track star named
Peloton?
Mobility.
Peloton.
Okay,
Mobility.
I think we might be getting a little more niche here with the Peloton, but if it was like, no, we can't do brands. We can't do brands. It's too obvious if we're going to go to brands. But yeah, we probably should have led with that.
Dude person. Dude Perfect. That's a perfect opportunity. Come on, Dude Perfect sponsors Dude Person.
For Dude Person's sake, I'd advise against taking that partnership. But for Dude Perfect's sake, yes, take the deal.
Yes.
But yeah, no, yeah, realistically, probably should have gone over those a little bit earlier. Last thing I just want to say, Colton Boomer, he won the name for the kicker for UCF. Yeah, just any kicker with like a boomer or like a leg like in your name, that's just ideal.
Yeah.
Just anything with
ideal
like cannon or something like that'd be an amazing name for a punter. So I'm thinking more so punter here than kicker, but
yeah, boomstick.
A little niche, but if it could be proven that that wasn't made up and that was their birth last name, then yes. Because I want it on the jersey. Like I want it on the jersey. Like Person on the jersey is so funny. Like Person, you see that, you see Bill. Well, out of context, the ability doesn't really make much sense. But like you see Factor Titsworth. Titsworth is amazing.
That's pretty amazing. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that's phenomenal. Yeah, I'd say like last like little shout out, I really want to give a shout out to Squirrel White. His first name is Squirrel.
Squirrel.
On Tennessee.
They when he was born, they just were like, we don't have a name yet. It's the first thing they see. They look out the window.
Yeah,
it's just right there.
Yep. Yeah. Shit. Can't blame them, to be honest.
No.
But yeah. You know, the news isn't crazy right now in the off season, but
no, but we're making our way.
We can still find something, boys. We can still get something.
We're making our way. We're making our way. Camp starts pretty soon. We're gonna get football back pretty soon. So
we're gonna be watching football in August, folks. Like
with that, thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Rate us 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and on Instagram at WaterboyPod. Make sure you follow me and Grant on Twitter at Eversakes and at Waterboy Grant.
It's new social media. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with that one, but I'll have to check it out.
I had Titsworth on the brain.
It's a Tinder competitor, actually, but yeah.
Yeah, but make sure to subscribe. Oh my God,
I got it. So make sure to subscribe and like, guys. Our percentage of viewers to subscribe rate is not phenomenal.
It's very high. A lot of people are not subscribing but are watching. So just make sure to subscribe. Gives us more material. Lets us know what you guys like, what you don't like, and it's just easier for you. It comes up in the feed. Come on, who doesn't want that? But we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Waterboys out.